Hello, Rajesh. Are you able to hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. I can hear you, Mr. Nayak.
Yeah, you are loud and clear.
Yeah, you too. You two are very loud and clear.
Thank you. So how are you?
So we have joined well in advance. We still have 12, 30 minutes to go.
Okay.
So what we will do as a routine is that we all will be on mute, and we will put our cameras off. You can also put your cameras off till the time. Once everybody is there, people join in. So I have from my team, Krishan is there. And then I have from my team, Kanhaiya. So Krishan, Kanhaiya, these guys are there.
Oh, okay.
And then more people will be joining in.
Okay. Fine.
So they will trigger us as in when to start, and then we will begin.
Okay. You are able to see my video or?
No, I am not able to see your video. I can just hear you.
Oh, okay. 1 minute.
Yeah, perfect. Now I can
Perfect,
see.
right? Okay.
Yeah, perfect. So good to see you, sir. Good to see you.
Good to see you too. So can you tell something about your COFP?
About ICOFP?
Yes. Yeah.
So ICOFP, we brought the CFP certification to India. We are a part of the Bajaj Capital Group.
Oh, wow. Okay.
And we have been India's first and the largest education partner of CFP program.
Okay.
So initially, when CFP program was started in India, the people who were behind that, it was led by Mr. Sanjeev Bajaj, Rajiv Bajaj.
Oh, okay.
So we belong to the same group. We are a part of that Bajaj Capital Group.
Okay. So you have institutes in Delhi, Bombay, and then in Mysore or?
Mysore, yeah.
Mysore. Yeah. Okay. So you are based out of Delhi.
I am based out of Delhi, but yes, keep traveling as well.
Oh, okay.
So if next time if I happen to be in Bangalore, I'll surely catch up.
Sure. Yeah.
So Kanhaiya, we are going behind the screen now. When people join in, because we have still some 10 minutes to go. When people join in, just let us know. We will come back.
Sure, sir.
Yeah. Mr. Nayak, you can also go behind the screen. You can switch off your camera for a while.
Okay, sure.
Hello. Kanhaiya, can we begin now?
Yes, sir. We can start.
Okay, give me a minute. Kanhaiya, hope I am visible, I am audible, loud and clear.
Yes, sir.
Perfect.
Yes, sir.
Nayak sir, if I can request you also to switch on your camera. Yeah, so here is the man we all have been patiently waiting to meet and to get introduced to. So first of all, let me welcome you all for joining us today. I am Rajesh Kumar Singh on behalf of ICOFP International College of Financial Planning. I thank you all for taking out time, coming for this interesting, motivating, and for me, it's going to be largely a motivational talk from Mr. Nayak. I mean, when I look at his profile, I see that the year when probably I was stepping into the school, the same year he probably completed his master's, his MTech. So that's the kind of difference that I see in the age, in the generation, and still uh, going to a completely different background. Being a scientist, as you have seen his profile, Nayak sir has worked with ISRO for almost a decade, more than a decade. So being a scientist, space scientist, somebody who has deepest of interest into space research, somehow got interest into financial research too, somehow thought that yes, I mean, space is one part, but then money is also important. Maybe space research brought him so much of money that he thought, why not get into financial research too? So a lot of things. I mean, his profile seems to be pretty inspiring, and that's what I was telling Nayak sir also when I had a conversation with him, that the idea of inviting a personality like him today and letting him do the talk was, uh, see what happens many a times we come from different backgrounds. So many a times what happens, we know that this is what we have got to do. We keep thinking that we will be doing this, but then we kind of deliberately keep pushing it off. Baad mein kar lenge, we will do it later, that kind of. So I thought, a person like Nayak sir, who himself has been an example of the professional change that can happen in terms of interest, in terms of the studies, the career orientation, whatever you can say. So despite coming from a hardcore engineering and science background, being a space research scientist, an associate professor in space research, and then becoming a financial planner, Nayak sir is a CFP, one of the very distinguished CFPs, and he has been, I think it's been now 7 years that Nayak sir has been a CFP. So it would be very interesting to hear out from Nayak sir. Before I hand over to Nayak sir, ladies and gentlemen, 2 ground rules we have set for the day. One, we have essentially kept all of you on mute so that you have absolute clarity when sir speaks. But that doesn't mean that you can't ask your questions. You have to just raise hand in your Zoom, and my team will allow you to unmute, and then you can speak out. You can talk to Nayak sir as well. I know you will be equally excited to talk to him as I am. So that's the format. That's how we will do this. So I will leave the entire this forum with Nayak sir for next half an hour, 40 minutes, how much time sir has. And I will request him to talk more about starting from his background, the way his studies went on, his career at ISRO too. We will all be very interested to know that. And then what brought him to do CFP, his interest in finance, his interest in financial planning. How does he plan ahead now? How does he help his clients or maybe other contacts who ask for his financial advice, etc. So that's what I will like Nayak sir to talk about. And post Nayak sir's conversation, yes, many of you might have interest about CFP curriculum and this and that. So because curriculum has changed, so in the last 10 minutes, I will talk about the new curriculum and all that. I will explain that to today. So that's the format of the day. Without wasting any further time, I'm inviting Nayak sir. And Nayak sir, thank you for joining us. Me and my team, we sincerely thank you from our deepest of the corner of the heart, sir, that you came today. You accepted the invitation to be here today. Nayak sir, you are on mute. You will have to unmute yourself.
Thank you, Rajesh.
Yeah.
Good
Over
evening.
to you, sir.
Yeah. Thank you, Rajesh. And then welcome everybody, all future wealth creators. Yeah, I would like to break my presentation. I just have, I'll be talking to you. Break my, basic thing is that, that I started my career in 1987 after my MTech from NIT Surathkal, that is NIT Karnataka. And then I joined ISRO, and my life has lot of challenges right from beginning. In fact, that it is not that, that it was, there have been a lot of twists in the career, only that, I have been an engineer and now I have become a CFP, but it has been like that right from beginning. I am an electrical engineer and then MTech in industrial electronics. When I joined ISRO, my boss told me you have to build a onboard computer for spacecraft. So I was not knowing anything about computer, neither about microprocessor. I said, sir, I have not studied anything about microprocessor or computer. Nayak, I know you can do it. And that's where, how I started. And I became a designer for onboard computer for INSAT series of spacecrafts. So I have built the onboard computers for all INSAT series of satellites initially, that is starting with INSAT 2A, 2B, 2C, 2D, whatever. Yeah. So all those computers are already proven on board. Yeah. Basic thing is, if I look at my career, it has been initially, right, I was in ISRO working on this onboard computers. And when I left ISRO, I was already deputy project director for INSAT series of spacecrafts. So I suddenly thought, that why not explore what's happening in corporate world. I moved out and then I joined Tektronix. And Tektronix deputed me to US to bring in those days, right? Outsourcing had just started. Managers had to go to US and then understand what needs to be done, bring the work down to Bangalore and get it done. So I went to US, that is Grass Valley Group, that's where I went. In a matter of 2 days, right, all of us were taken out on the lawn and divided into 2 groups. And one group was told, you are fired. And fortunately, I was not in that group. I was in the other group. But, it was a shock for me coming from a very secured government job, right? So this is the first shock in my life, even this can happen. And came back, I was terribly scared and then terribly fearful. So one thing I decided is that, that I need to become financially independent. That was extremely important. And if I don't do that, I am nowhere. So this is where, that I started my investment journey. In fact, I have been an investor right from 1990. 1990, I started my investments in different stocks, that is IPOs and all those things. And then, as you know, 1992, there was that Harshad Mehta scam where, more or less, whatever I had invested, I lost. So this is where, that I thought, that this is not for me. But fortunately, that I knew for some reason that, that I should not put all money into stocks. I had put only the surplus, which I can afford to lose. And whatever investment I had made, it remained there. And 2020, when I saw it, right, it had grown like anything. Then I realized something I've missed. And after that, this episode happened in Tektronix. This is where I thought, that I need to do something now. I need to become financially independent. I should not be dependent on my salary. So this is where, that I started my investment journey again. And fortunately, that time, I don't know whether you all know about Dr. Prasanna Chandra. He is the person who wrote the book on portfolio management. So he had come to Tektronix to give us training on finance for non-finance managers. So it was a 3-day course, that every now and then I went on asking him when to buy stocks, when to sell stocks. He said, I'll tell you at the end. And at the end, he just told me that, Nayak, don't worry anything, just choose maybe some 6-7 stocks or maybe 10 stocks randomly and keep on buying the same stocks. Make sure that, that you don't spend more than what you can lose. And I sincerely started following that. Randomly choose stocks and then keep buying the same stocks over and over again. And as you know, mutual fund industry was not that mature those days. 1990, it was only UTI, and 2000 also, it was just a beginning of mutual fund industry. So there was no way that, I could have got into mutual funds. And I started this and then continued. And then in a matter of 9 years, right, I felt now I'm financially independent. I was no more dependent on my salary. And in this period, what happened is my team grew and grew leap and bounds. That when I left Cisco, my team was 100. It had just crossed 100. And every year, right, this appraisals were a very major problem for all managers. What I mean to say is, appraisal is a time where, that we decide, okay, this is the grade what you get. And based on that grade, right, they get salary hikes. And, all these professional organizations have what is known as a bell curve. I can't give all top grades to everybody, right? So this is where, that I had a tough time understanding and then trying to tell them that, that your performance has nothing to do with the salary. And what I found is that, that I just started telling them wealth creation is nothing connected with the salary. I started giving them examples. So many people who earn a lot of money, right? They are nowhere in the wealth creation. So what is that you need to do? I started training them. I started counseling them. And then this is how my, journey of financial planning, or rather, financial advice to my colleagues started. So I used to tell them, what they have to do for tax planning, what they have to do for their financial planning, and how to build wealth. So whatever, Prasanna Chandra had told me, right, it was the same thing what I was trying to tell them. And once I came out of Cisco, I thought, that I left ISRO, and then, and also, at that particular point of time, I used to watch TVs, that where all this financial advisory people used to talk. And I used to see that degree at the bottom, that is CFP. I was not knowing what it is. So many people were there, that all top people today, right? They even today come on TV. So I used to watch them. So I got interested in what is the CFP. And then I thought, that why not do this? And then I joined the teaching profession, where I started teaching students all that what I have learned over a period of time, that is right from my ISRO days to corporate world. In the corporate world, I was working on multimedia products, that is design of set-top boxes, and then head-end equipment, that is broadcast equipments. So this was my career, and then got into teaching. And then once I got into teaching, PS also created a team to build their own satellite. And this is where, again, the responsibility of making this onboard computer fell on me. So this is where I started teaching students, and rather guiding them how to make the onboard computer. And then so many students have contributed, and then they have written so many papers, and they are spread all over the world today. They used to look for higher studies in US, and at least 50 to 60 of my students are already studying in US, and already they're settled in US and other states. So over a period of time, we built 2 satellites. That is, first was PISAT, and then second was RSAT. And along with that, I started doing CFP. And then CFP gave me a totally different outlook. Let me tell you this very frankly. I used to see everything, investment separately, tax planning separately, and everything, basically it was disjoint. How all these things are connected, I came to know when I did my CFP course. So each course there, that it taught me rather, that how to take care of everything. Basic thing is that, that we think making money is the goal. Actually, money is not everything. Money is good to have. Without money, we are in trouble, but a lot of money also is a problem. But we should know why we need money. So this is what, I learned from CFP. Yeah, basic thing, major thing, what I learned is that, that wealth creation happens only when someone knows how to manage risk. It is all about risk management. So one way is that, that you avoid risk and put everything in FD. So this is what many of the people do. Even my dad used to do this. But what I realized is that, that managing risk is the key to build wealth. So if you are able to manage risk, everything else is taken care of. Very simple things like, that having an emergency fund, planning for goals, and then having adequate insurance. What is the kind of insurance that you need to have? Somebody needs to have. How much of insurance somebody needs to have, right? And then what is that estate planning? So everything, holistically is covered in CFP. CFP is the training what I got, that rather, that what I learned in CFP, put everything together and then made me a much better advisor. So this is how, that I got into this and then completed my CFP in 2013. And even after that, that I took a totally different route compared to others. Normally, right, people go behind HNIs once they become CFPs. Knowingly, I decided that, that I will start going with people who are just starting their careers. I guide people who start their careers. For me, it was very simple because I had my own students who are starting their careers. So I started with them and then started helping them right from day one as to what kind of insurance they have to take. They have to take a term insurance. They have to take a PPF account. They should have an NPS. Why they should have an NPS? So this is how, that I started teaching them. And then over a period of time, they started bringing their own friends, their own relatives, and all my business grows now only through referrals. I don't advertise. I get my business only by referrals. I don't do any advertising. Basic thing is that, that as long as, that you keep helping people and then they understand and they trust you, things will automatically fall in place. And CFP gave me this grounding where, that I have to do some, basically, right, all advice should be for the customer and it should be for the customer's good. And I took it to practice and then this is how, I started. And then today I have about 83 customers who are all over the world. And things are looking pretty good. And then, yeah, I enjoy what I'm doing. And I feel happy that, that I am helping people to lead a very contented life. I think this is where I stop. Is that okay, Rajesh, or you want me to cover anything more?
A few questions, sir. I think audience will also have questions. Till then, I can probably ask you the questions that I have.
Yeah.
A request from the audience, if you have any questions, you can raise hands in the Zoom panel and my team will allow you to unmute. What was coming to my mind is, so when you went on to do CFP, so initially, were you worried that this will require a bit of time for me, or this is from finance or commerce background, I have not studied? Why I'm asking all this is because, see, I have at ICFP, I have had students, participants for CFP who come from armed forces background, from Navy background, from medical background, from everywhere. But this is the first question that I see, sir, that comes to their mind, right? So was it a question before you also? And if yes, then I mean, what came to your mind that how are you going to overcome this?
I never had that fear because I feel, that engineers have a very good analytic mind. That's what I think. Yeah.
Okay.
And I don't think it's a limitation. Any profession is not a limitation. As long as you have that passion and focus, you can do anything. Actually, right, I have seen a lot of twists and turns in my career right from beginning. As I told you, right, I learned something, I did something in ISRO. But finally, right, everything was successful. There was no issue. As well, right, it has been a case, twists and turns have been there always. And it is there all the time for everybody. So basic thing is that, commitment and focus, if it is there, I think anything can be done. And only one request to all these participants is that, that don't do the course for the sake of course. Getting through and passing is one thing, but, that just doesn't end there. Basically, try to internalize what you have learned. Of course, you will go through the rigors, whatever is required in ICO, CFP, but, internalizing it and taking it to practice, right? This is what is important. CFP is just a recognition, after that, you need to build your practice.
Well said.
Yeah.
Kanhaiya, if you can allow Mr. Kausal Sukla, Kausal ji, to unmute.
Okay, sir.
Hello.
Hello. Yes, Kaushal, tell me.
Actually, sir, I am final year of graduation student. So, matlab CFP can help me for in investment banking or not?
Can you just repeat your question? I'm not able to hear you. Have you put it in the chat box? Hello, can you repeat your question?
He has put it in chat. I'll read out. He says, he said that he is doing his final year of graduation.
Okay.
Okay. And he said that can CFP help him in investment banking?
Investment banking.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think a lot of investment banking people are taking CFPs. That is what I know. So, is that the question or anything else? He was asking something about, can we help people somewhere in US and all those things? Is that the question or?
No, that was something different. That comes from Mr. Doval.
Okay.
So Kaushal, investment management per se, if you see, yes, CFP has all the elements that's required for investment management per se. Investment banking requires management plus a bit of analytical things. So if your goal is somewhere investment banking, then I would say besides doing CFP, you should look at CFA also. Yeah. If your goal is somewhere into investment management, the investment management only, then CFP is undoubtedly probably the only way you should look at. Kanhaiya, I have more participants who have raised hand. Ankur Sharma ji, if you can unmute him.
Hello. Hello. First of all, good afternoon, sir.
Good afternoon.
My question is that in present scenario, we are analyzing that most of the customers are going for direct option. Okay. Like we have different kinds of apps like Grow app and many others. So in that case, if a participant who is doing who is trying to build his AUM, so how it can help him being a CFP to convince the client for growth option or other option?
Okay. Yeah, these regulatory changes will keep happening. And then let me tell you, after completing my CFP, I waited for 2 years. I thought, all this regulation problems will get resolved. But, day in and day out, things keep changing. So I think we should know how to live with these changes. That is one. And then the other thing is, that whether it is direct or regular plan, what matters is that, the advisors have to provide proper hand-holding for the customers. If you just look back during this Corona crisis and later, even today, right, people who are doing on their own, basic thing is that, that when you have to invest in equity, there has to be a long-term vision and long-term focus. So if this is not there, people who do on their own, right, 90% of the people fall off and then they say goodbye to equity and then run away. So this is what happens. So advice is something that people will realize that they need it sometime or the other. So this is where, that your CFP and then your training will help.
Okay, sir. Thank you.
I don't suggest any, basically, I am also operating only as a MFD as of today. I am not doing anything with direct. Everything is a MFD. I'm basically, practicing as a MFD, but, gives me a lot of satisfaction, helping these youngsters to build wealth. I know for sure in another matter of 5 years, right, I'll have a huge area, no doubt at all.
Okay, thank you.
Kanaya, go next. I can see Ashutosha Nadkarni.
Hello, can you hear me?
Hello. Yes, tell me.
Yeah, so my question is, besides actually CFP as an education, if we are to really start this business, what are the other soft skills you feel are important? I mean, I'm of a bit introvert nature, so is like a lot of marketing, networking, and those sort of things are also must.
Okay, I didn't do any marketing, so I got customers. Just as I told you, right? People who start their careers, right? This is where guidance is missing today. If you ask me, people are running behind a lot of HNIs. There was a lot of thought. Let me do it in my own way, and then started helping people who are youngsters who are already into their careers. So this is how I started. And basic thing is that that long-term vision is extremely important, not only for your customers, even for advisors. If you think that you can build a career in a matter of 1 or 2 years, right, you are not there. Ideal way in which that you have to start your career, this is my own advice, is that you have to do some internship with some of the CFPs who work, and then try to understand how they do it. And then when you get customers also, right, you need to start advising them what is in their best interest, not in your interest. So this is the first thing that I learned in CFP, let me tell you very frankly, and this is what is taking me forward. I hope I have answered your question.
And coincidentally, sir, in the CFP new curriculum,
Yeah,
FPSB board has also brought the same thing as you mentioned. So there is 1 year of supervised learning that needs to be done under a practicing CFP,
yeah.
or an unsupervised 3 years of experience.
Yes.
Probably
yes.
1 year of supervised experience is far better than 3 years of unsupervised experience.
Right. Fortunately for me, what happened is, I became member of COFP. I think you must be knowing about COFP, right? Council of Financial Planners. So I had multiple, too many mentors, not 1 or 2. So that was the advantage.
Yeah. Kanaya, go next. I can see one with the name Mr. MK. If you can unmute him.
So Rianji, I have unmuted you. You can talk to sir.
Yes. Good afternoon, sir.
Good afternoon.
I'm basically into this business only. I'm into the mutual fund distributor through 10 ISM exam. Okay, but I am not a certified financial planner, and I'm already having some AUM of various clients. So not a big AUM. So I just wanted to confirm, if I go through the CFP examination or certification, so how this will add value and how I can do better in the particular profession which I'm doing right now.
The first and foremost thing is that it will make you a better personality, and then it will help you to advise your customers in a much better way compared to what you're doing now.
Right.
As I told you, right, it gives you a very holistic picture where it involves everything. Otherwise, what happens is everything will look disjointly. That's what I used to do. Investment is different, tax planning is different, estate planning is different. So it gives you a complete holistic picture. So that's the major advantage of CFP. At least for me, that was the advantage.
Okay, thank you. Thank you very much, sir.
Kanaya, Mr. MK.
Hi. Can you guys hear me?
Hello.
Yes. Hi. Hi, Mr. Nayak. It's a wonderful session. Thank you very much. My question is, for somebody who is looking at switching careers midway through, your journey, I think, is kind of a good example. But then having talked about that, what is your recommendation, as in you start doing things on the sidelines, and then while you're doing your certification, and then you go for eventually switching a complete career, or you have any suggestions on how you would want to approach somebody who's more experienced, who is in the industry, in a different industry just like you, and then trying to switch careers completely by passion, right? This will be more like a sort of a eventually a second source of income, second source of income becoming the primary source of income, and your retirement income possibly, right? That's how I'm looking at it. So any suggestions, thoughts on how this should be approached, starting today, in the sense, laying the foundation, doing something, and then doing the certification, and then implementing as a job, right? If you can talk through that details, it would be helpful.
In fact, you're looking at my career, and you're seeing that, as a, I started along with my career, this financial planning and all those things. But, rule is not same for everybody. Actually, right, whatever works best for you, that is best for you. And I have seen so many CFPs doing their business in different ways, that, see, I am focused on people who are starting their careers. There are people, who advise only doctors. There are people who advise only businessmen. There are people who only do, and basically, right, they leave everything and then they started. Basically, right, today's generation is totally different, that they are not like in my generation. So they can simply jump and start also. I don't see any reason that, that it cannot work. Basic thing is that, that whatever works for you, you have to choose and then take it forward. That's what I think.
Kaniya, next in line is Mr. Harsh Modi.
Hello, sir. Thank you so much for the insights on your career and how you became a CFP. So my question, actually, I've typed it in the chat box. So my question is that after CFP, should one build business on pure client fees or commission from investment products, or these companies who provide these investment solutions? And how, as a CFP, can one build annuity incomes from consulting practice? I am currently a solopreneur working as a property consultant in commercial real estate transactions, and I am wanting to branch out into insurance and in financial planning, because going in silos, which I realize is what you said, is that one cannot give a holistic solution to whomsoever one is approaching. So yeah, this is something which I'm struggling to build a big business. And how so and what resonated with me, what you said, is that to give solution to the client in the client's interest. What is advice for the client's interest? So that is the motto which I'm also following in my real estate transactions. And giving, yes, and there's competition everywhere. And I think that there will also be an uphill task to build one's practice as a CFP. So how do you go? How do you advise doing on all this, basically?
You said something, you're advising on annuities, or?
No, meaning how, as a practitioner, as an advisor, how should I build my own annuity of stream of incomes?
Oh, okay. How you can build multiple sources of income? That's what you're trying to ask me.
Yeah, for myself, without putting the interest of the client in the line of fire. Meaning basically, as a CFP, the moral responsibility becomes that to give advice which is in the best interest of the client, right? And not looking at one's own commission in the first place, basically. So there are two modes of thinking, that you do only a client fee kind of work, taking fee from the client, so you are always on the client side. But when the element of taking commissions from the products come in place, then the interests of the client interest can get diluted. So how do you propose to walk that thin line?
As I told you, I am still working as a MFD. I am not a RIA. Reason I have not gone with RIA is that, there is a lot of compliance issues, that I just want to thread that line very slowly. I don't want to jump into that. And regarding your annuity and multiple sources of income, in my opinion, that as long as you take care of your customers and then customers take you as advisor for life, I think your annuities are taken care of.
So do the clients still feel that they are willing to give that fees? Because today I am facing a problem in the real estate also, is that everybody is looking for free advice.
Yes. Yeah, free advice comes without any accountability, right? That customers also should understand, and they will understand as they move forward.
Okay.
See, I to give free advice. It's not that, I don't give free advice. Whoever asks any advice, I keep giving them. But, I am not, they cannot hold me accountable for that. As long as, that they don't sign up with me as my customer.
Okay.
Right. There is no value for free advice, right?
Yes.
Kanhaiya, I can see Mr. Himanshu Verma next.
Hello, Mr. Mahendra sir and Rajesh sir. Very good afternoon to all of you. Mr. Mahendra sir, I just wanted to know about the difference between the CFP and CFA, and the difference between also the NISM's investment advisors. As I am also an advisor, but I would like to get authentication, right, kind of certification from which option should I choose? Should I choose go with the CFP or CFA or the NISM certification, NISM investment advisory course? Which one should I choose?
Sir, with your permission, can I take the question? So Himanshu, first of all, you need to first understand the difference between CFP and CFA curriculum. Okay. CFP curriculum, if you look at it, is completely focused around personal finance. So when I say personal finance, you study everything which relates to a person's investment, a person's finance. So be it retirement, be it tax, be it financial goal setting, be it planning, whatever it is, be it risk management, you study about a personal finance perspective. Whereas CFA has large focus on corporate finance piece. So that will have personal finance, but have large focus on corporate finance piece. So for example, when you study tax bit in CFA, what you study there more or largely is corporate tax. You don't study the personal finance, the personal taxation, the income tax and all that, right? So the curriculum is completely different. CFA is ideal for those people who are somewhere looking for careers in equity research, fundamental research. They are looking for roles like becoming a financial analyst tomorrow, financial research tomorrow. They want to go into credit rating, right? That kind of profiles, that kind of roles are ideal for CFAs. CFP for people who want to get into investment advisory, financial advisory, wealth management, investment management. This is the best thing you can think of. Yes, as far as wealth management is concerned, that part gets covered in CFA curriculum to some extent. In the CFA level 1. Level 1 has the wealth management element. Level 2 has more of the equity research, the research element, analysis element. Level 3 has more of the investment banking and those elements in it. The curriculums remain the same in level 1, level 2, level 3. The subjects remain the same, but the content, inner content changes. Okay. Right? So what I would say is, if you have to first see what is your ultimate goal, where do you want to land in? Right. Now coming to the third thing that you mentioned,
NISM.
NISM 10A 10B. So NISM 10A 10B investment advisor certification, that is, trust me, you take out the curriculum of NISM 10A 10B, that is not even, I'm emphasizing this. I can be quoted also about this. You can quote me anywhere about this. You take the curriculum, is not even 20% of what you get to study in CFP. You take the curriculum, compare it yourself, you will realize that yes, investment advisor 10A 10B is nothing. The curriculum has nothing. But yes, as far as becoming a SEBI RIA is concerned, right, that investment advisor 10A 10B is also good to go. But if you are a CFP, that's far better, because you bring a larger knowledge, you bring deeper knowledge, and you bring a certification as well. Investment 10A, 10B is more of a certification which can make you eligible to be an RIA.
Okay.
Right? But knowledge-wise, it is not even 20% of what CFP curriculum is. You can take out the curriculum, look at yourself, compare it. You will find it and you will agree with me.
So what do you suggest? Which one should I go with? Actually, I'll tell you a little bit about myself. I am in this financial market more than 4 years, and I'm a kind of financial advisor. I recommend people where to invest and how to invest in this financial market, in the stock market. So, and also I'm the NISM certified mutual fund distributor, and I've also cleared equity derivative examination from NISM side. So now I'm looking to expand myself through the certification. I was just confused between the CFA and CFP. So now you cleared me very clearly. The CFP is kind of where we learn about personal plans. So now still I would like to know more little bit about CFA as well as.
Okay. Krishan, if you can set up a separate call, because there are 40 other participants and
Sure, sir.
I will not like to get them, spending more time on the same question.
Sure.
Set up a separate call, maybe a Zoom call itself. So wherein I can probably bring him more information on the CFA curriculum also.
Sure, sir.
So Himanshu ji, just to share the information. So at ICUAP, we teach CFA also. We teach CFA also, we teach CFP also. Right? So rest assured, we will bring you the entire information. I'll share you, I'll explain you everything. We will do it on a separate call. Krishan will help you schedule that call with me.
Sure, sir. Sure. Done. Thank you so much.
Just to add one point, there was some confusion regarding, CFP is recognized or not. I took this NISM 10A 10B without any preparation in December. I cleared it without any problem.
Oh.
This will tell you, that what is the kind of, personality improvement you will get if you do CFP.
Okay.
I'm talking about just last December, there was a confusion whether CFP is recognized or not. So just I thought, that let me take that 10A 10B without any preparation. I went and took it and then I cleared it.
And that too in the case, sir, that you studied for CFP almost 7-8 years ago.
Correct.
Yeah.
Awesome, sir. Thank you so much, sir. Thank you.
If your idea is just to get a name, just to register as a RIA, right? NISM 10A 10B is fine, but issue is that, that will you be in a position to advise your customers? The way you have to do it, right? That is what the important thing is, right? To get customer and to build your customer base and then build your business.
Correct.
Yeah.
Thanks, sir. Thank you so much once again.
So Nayak sir, I don't see any further raised hands from the audience.
Yeah.
So though I will take another 5 minutes to share them the new curriculum also, so that they get to know about it. Okay. But then if you have time, you can stay, sir. Otherwise, I thank you for coming here, sharing your knowledge, your experience with all of us. Thank you so much, sir.
Thanks a lot for this opportunity. And it was nice talking to all of you and all of you who are going to create wealth all around you. Thank you.
So I'll quickly run through, I'll talk a bit about the CFP curriculum more. You all know about CFP. It's probably world's only 4-in-1 certification program. So let me emphasize 4-in-1. Within one single program that you do, you get 4 global certifications. So CFP program is divided into 4 levels. CFP level 1, you complete, you get level 1 certification from FPSB. Level 2 you complete, you get another certification from FPSB. Level 3 you complete, you get another one. And then CFP final, when you complete, you get the final CFP charter, the final CFP membership. I can see one raised hand. I'll come back to you at the end. Just be there. Hang on. The certification is valid in 27 countries. So that's one of the USPs. It's a gold standard certification. As I said, CFP program, the new curriculum is divided into 4 levels. 4 levels mean at each level, there is one exam happening. right? At each level, there is one exam happening. The level 1 is called investment specialist. So if you complete level 1, the certification that you get from FPSB is FPSB registered investment specialist. That's the certification that you get. You complete level 2, you will get FPSB registered retirement and tax specialist. You complete level 3, you get FPSB registered risk and legacy specialist. And then the final one you complete, you get your CFP charter, CFP membership. So that's the structure of the program. One very interesting thing here is level 1, level 2, level 3, they can be taken in any order. So if you want to take level 3 first, you can do that. Meaning to say, let's say you come from insurance background and you feel that level 3 has, because it has insurance, so that will be easier for me to pass. So you say, why not? I like to appear at level 3 first. So that flexibility has been given to you. Level 1, 2, 3 can be taken in any order. Level 4, the final level, can be taken only when you complete 1, 2, 3 all. Yeah, so that's the flow of the program. Yeah, so coming on curriculum, this is where I will like to emphasize a bit and will clarify everything about the CFP from the inside. So CFP level 1, as the name suggests, investment specialist. So at this level, you are going to study all about the investment products, all about the investment products. It has 3 modules in it. The first module is PFM, Personal Financial Management. The second module is IPAM, Investment Planning and Asset Management. And the third module is Regulatory Environment, Law and Compliances. Right? So you study there the personal financial management, meaning to say cash flow, the time value of money, the budgeting, everything. Then the investment planning, there you study all about asset allocation, all different modes of investments, equities, commodities, the investment theories, everything there, the wealth management part. And then you move on, you study the laws around investing, the laws pertaining to India about investing, the SEBI Act, the Anti-Money Laundering Act, all that you see, you study there in level 1. One very interesting thing here is that each of the levels, each of the module that you study, personal financial management, for example. So within personal financial management also, you will have 2 sub-modules within it. There will be global elements in it, and there will be India specific element in it. So meaning to say, whatever you study, you will learn a bit about the global perspective too, something about US market, Canada market, those markets too, and then deeper things about Indian market, specific to Indian market. So let's say, for example, let's say you are studying about the structure of financial markets. So for sure, you will study the structure of financial markets in India at a much deeper level. But you will also get to know how the structure of financial markets is globally across different countries like US, Canada, UK, right? So what I'm trying to say is the program brings you a lot of global understanding to, a lot of global perspective to your learning. Yeah. So that's about CFP level 1. Coming to CFP level 2, as the name suggests, retirement and tax specialist. So here the focus is on retirement and tax planning. So there are 2 modules in it. Retirement planning, where you study more about the financial planning, how do you plan, how do you foresee retirement, all the cash flows, the computations, everything there. Then you have the tax planning, all the tax saving products, the taxation, how do you save taxes, the ITR, everything. And then you also study about the global elements like cross-border taxation. What if an NRI wants to invest in India? How does he do that? What if somebody who is in merchant navy is traveling to a different country, and if he earns from there, how does the income gets accounted for? So all that you will study here, okay, in the tax planning. So tax planning is very comprehensively done. So that's in the level 2. Coming to level 3, level 3 is about risk and estate. So when I say risk and estate, risk management is insurance. So assessment of risk, and then how do you cover that risk? How do you minimize that risk? So that's the insurance and the risk management element. And then you have estate planning, which is largely about wealth management, wealth creation and passing on the wealth. That's about estate planning, the succession planning, everything. So that's in the level 3. And then you have the final level, CFP final level, which is a little more about how do you actually manage your financial business? How do you manage your clients? How do you manage their investments? That's what you get to study in the final level. So final level, as you see, again, you have 3 modules in it: the financial planning process, engaging clients, and developing effective financial plans. So the last one will have financial plan constructions, the case study, the sample financial plans, everything, right? So the final module has a bit of management elements in nature, and then it will have the practical elements, the construction of financial plans. That's too included in it, right? So net, if you look at the whole curriculum, as I was saying, that CFP is all about personal finance. So if you look at from a person's perspective, what is finance for me? What is invest, or what all can be in finance for me? It can be equities, it can be commodities, it can be bonds, NPS, pension, it can be minimizing my risk, it can be planning my taxes, it can be saving, it can be creating wealth for me, it can be passing on the wealth to the next generation, everything. That's all gets covered. You name something which is not covered here, trust me, you will struggle to find that element. I mean, at least I couldn't find an element which is not covered here and which is an essential part of personal finance. So that's the comprehensiveness of CFP curriculum. That's the strength of the CFP curriculum. So moving ahead. So if you want to study for CFP program, so ICOFP, International College of Financial Planning, we are India's first and the largest CFP education providers of FPSB USA. I am also glad to share that CFP program was brought to India by us. Okay, CFP program was brought to India by us. We belong to Bajaj Capital Group, a company which has been into wealth management and financial business for 58 years. So that's the kind of a strong legacy. That's the kind of strong understanding that we have over wealth management and the financial markets. So what we have to offer you, we bring in the most comprehensive study materials that you can think of. These study materials would comprise of concept books, workbooks where you can practice all the questions, the numericals, everything. It will involve group projects. So we will give you group projects, more like an MBA program, right? So in the classroom, you are given group projects to do. You get videos. All the classes gets recorded. All the classes which are done gets recorded, and the classes are given to you so that you can review the videos as many times as you wish, so that you are far more prepared. You understand the concepts better. Then you get online mock test. So in exactly the same environment, the way an online exam FPSB conducts for CFP, exactly in the same format, we have created mock test, online mock test, so which you take before appearing at the exam. So that's kind of getting you prepared for the exam. So then you get assignments after every class, or every other class, you will have an assignment given by the faculty. You will be doing assignments, presenting it to the faculty the next class. So it's more like a very rich learning experience that happens. Then you have doubt clearing sessions, because FPSB exams, all these level 1, level 2, level 3, level 4, all the exams happen once in a month. Every month there are 5 days of exam window, primarily in the third week. Primarily in the third week of every month, you will have 5 days of exam window. You can book the date that suits you. So before each exam, we have specialized doubt clearing session by the faculty again. So you see, you have studied, you have done workbook projects, everything. You have practiced through the workbook question answer. You have also done online mock test, right? Now what? Even before you take the exam, faculties come and do a final brush up, telling you that these are the core concepts that you should be revising. This is what you should be looking at. And that's when you get prepared for the final exam. And then, yes, of course, you have real life case studies, the case studies for creating financial plans and everything. And then we have guest lectures from the who's who's, trust me, the who's who of investment domain coming and talking and, sharing. Somebody like Lovai Navlakhi, Arun Thukral, somebody is like Silpi Johari, all these people keep coming and talking to you. So that's the kind of stellar guest lectures, the speakers that we also have. And yes, you have 3 options to study. You can study in classroom mode. The classes are at Delhi, so you can study. People from Delhi NCR can join in classroom mode. Then pan-India, or people outside India can join us online virtual class. The classroom and virtual, there is no difference at all. There is no difference at all. Let me tell you, between classroom and virtual, there is no difference at all. The same faculty will be teaching you. The same faculty, exactly the same faculty will be teaching you. It will be happening online, the way we are interacting. The only difference is because it's a webinar, so we have kept you on mute. In the class, it's not mute. You can also talk. It's an interaction happening. It's a two-way interaction that happens. That's in the virtual class. So you kind of save time on traveling also to the campus. And this the same time you can utilize brushing up your concepts and revising. So that happens in the virtual class. And then e-learning. E-learning is not like virtual. E-learning is a very compact, abridged version. It's a pre-recorded learning element, pre-recorded learning video and study materials that are given to you. It is more meant for people who come from financial background. They understand finance better. So they say, okay, I can quickly learn and do it myself and appear at the exam. So that's for the e-learning for them. So the fees and all the other stuff are written here. You can have a look, but I'm not anyways going to talk about the fees more. So you have an interest in knowing about more about CFP program, knowing more about what we have to offer, knowing more about how ICOFP can be the best place to study for CFP program, our USPs, our core competencies, about our faculties. Do let us know, call us on these numbers. One more thing that I like to share is the stellar faculty that we have, the people who are going to teach you. One, they all themselves are CFPs. That's one. Two, we have ensured that each of the faculty members who teach you bring decades of experience, both from the corporate world and from the academic world. That's make the delivery unique. That makes the content that we're going to teach you very, very unique. I am also proud to share today the results were announced for CFP level 2 and level 3. Level 1, it was announced a few days ago. You can go and see on our social media also. Level 1, we clocked 80% success rate, whereas the industry average is close to 46, 47%. We clocked 80% success rate. And that's not me claiming. You can go and check it out, that India head of FPSB, Rajesh Krishnamurthy, he has also vouched for that there on LinkedIn, on Facebook. You can go and check it yourself. So that's for level 1. Level 2 and level 3 got announced today. We have clocked 100%. So that's the kind of delivery that happens. We're gonna be with you. We're gonna teach you probably the best possible way. So that's brief about CFP program and what we can do for you. I can still see 3 hands there. So Kanhaiya, if you can unmute them, allow them to unmute one by one, I will be happy to answer them.
Hello?
Yeah, go on.
Yeah, I actually has a question, like if you talk about the pricing of it, so what is the validity like? Like whether it will be valid for a full 1 year, like what is the duration of the validity?
Okay. So you see, CFP program involves 2 kinds of fees. One is the study fees that you pay to an education partner, that you pay to us. Okay, that's a study fee. We're going to teach you. Second is the FPSB registration and the examination fee. Right? So you pay some fees to FPSB directly. That happens in dollars. Okay. But that happens level wise. That does not happen all the fees in one go. So meaning to say, the way it goes is, so let's say you decide to study for CFP. The first thing that you do is, then you join us, you start preparing. Okay. Let's say after a month, when you are midway, almost half of the course of level 1 is done, you go and register with FPSB. Okay. Right. That will cost you 120, 100. Krishan, how much is that? 160?
I think 160.
160 odd dollars. So that it will cost you that. And then after that, you move on and you complete your remaining part of the level 1. Once you are done with that, you book your level 1 exam. Okay. So when you book your level 1 exam, that again, for that 30 days pre-registration is required. That's why I said that you book the level 1, you do registration with FPSB earlier, right?
Right.
So after that, after 1 month, you are eligible for the level 1 exam. You take the exam, you pass the exam, move to level 2. So that's why.
What is the duration of you helping me, and what is the duration of this basically?
Okay,
Suppose
so me helping you, see, my content will be taught to you. It takes roughly around 6 to 8 months for you to be through with the entire program.
I'm talking about level 1, suppose. I'm
So
talking for an example.
level 1 would end in typically around 2.5 months.
Okay.
Yeah, level
And
1
then,
is slightly larger. As you saw, it has 3 modules in it. It
right.
is larger. Level 2 and level 3 are smaller.
Right. And second would be, suppose I start, I give the exam level 1, everything ends well, I pass also, and then I decide I'll take a pause. I won't immediately go for 2 and 3. So how's that is going to be with you guys? I can understand for
So
FPSB, but
you have to pre-inform us. You have to pre-inform us that you are going to pause for some XYZ reasons, so that we can put you in a separate batch. Otherwise, see, the entire batch cannot keep waiting for you, right? The batch will move on at their own pace. We will take you out, and then we will put you in the next batch whenever you say that now I'm ready for level 2. We can do that.
And same with level 3. Like I can.
Yeah, same with level 3, of course.
Basically, one would take 2 pauses in between, like 1, 2, and then 3, like that.
You can, yes.
Okay. And that is, I'll be mostly opting for the virtual classes. That is valid for the virtual classes as well.
Yeah, my suggestion is always, Ron, go for virtual classes, because virtual, trust me, as I emphasized also, there is no difference in virtual and classroom. Our virtual is very, very powerful. And let me also mention that people discovered virtual classes only after COVID happened. Whereas our faculties at our college, we have been having virtual classes for almost 8.5 years now.
Okay, great. And the timings will be fixed, right? I mean, it's not that for the live classes at least. Or,
both ways. Even for virtual classes, timings would be fixed for the batch. And there is a program manager who keeps sharing the timing and the links and everything through a WhatsApp group.
Generally, what is the timing? What generally are the timings, like in general, like?
So Ron, we have multiple batches. At the moment, I have 8 batches going on.
So I'm actually working, so that's why I had a problem. I mean,
no, so it will be on Saturday, Sunday only. It will be on Saturday.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay, sounds good. Thank you.
Mr. Doval, you have asked whether the fee includes GST. Yes, all the fees, not only classroom, all the fees include GST. Krishan, Mr. Doval has given his number here. Kindly call me at this number. If you can just take note of the number and you can speak.
Sir.
Yeah. Kanaya, who is next? Puneet. Puneetji, go on.
Yeah, hi Rajesh. My question is, what would be the examination pattern? Is it more of subjective type or objective type?
Excellent. So the entire examination of FPSB, it's an online exam. You can appear at the exam right at the comfort of your home. Okay, but it is done in a very high-tech environment. In a very high-tech environment. So you will be watched real-time basis. Somebody touching across the screen will be watching you real-time. Okay. And you have to, they will give you a software called Metal. You will have to install that Metal software in your laptop, and only then you can appear at the exam. Everything else gets disabled. Only that exam works at that time. And you are not allowed to even take a break. You have to be completely focused on your eyeball movements are also captured. So meaning to say, let's say during the exam, if you start looking straight away here for 2 minutes, your exam will be kept on a pause. So it's a very high-tech management that FPSB does for the exam. It's a wonderful pattern. Number 2, the exam format. Yes, exam format is MCQs, multiple choice questions with 4 options normally in all the questions. It's a 75 questions exam. 75 questions exam. This I'm talking about level 1, 2, 3. Okay, level 1, 2, 3 are 2 hours exams, 75 questions. 75 questions, 2 hours, all MCQs, all MCQs. Okay, there is no negative marking. Level 3 is a 3-hour exam. Sorry, level 3, I'm saying level 4. The final level, level 4, is a 3-hour exam. That will have case studies also, that will have questions also, but all MCQs. Okay. So I hope I explained everything about the exam. Yeah.
So, I mean, while doing your research regarding this program, I came across one more, course, which is CIWM. So, do you have any idea about that course as well?
So see, like CFP, CIWM is also a program that's into wealth management, investments and wealth management. There are many such programs in wealth management and all the other stuff, but CFP happens to be a global certification program. This is a program which is valid in 27 countries across the world, right? So not that a program which somebody, an XYZ institution rolled out, and CIWM is also a program in industry. It is accepted in the industry here. That's fine. The curriculum also is good, but it is not as wide, as popular as CFP. The curriculum strength is also not that great.
Okay.
Yeah. Kanaya, who is next?
Hi, Rajesh. A few questions. First and foremost, again, thank you for all the information that you're giving. It's helpful. The first question is, any training whatsoever, is not going to be helpful unless you test, right? What the emphasis is, the mock test, right? How much of support and help you guys gonna provide. And again, being a new pattern, uh, new change, the whole, examination, how prepared are you, or how, elaborative, those questions and stuff like that you guys have prepared or re-prepared, number one. And the other thing is also, in terms of, the training that you guys have, if it is only on Saturday, Sunday, and you are putting, like 3-4 hours at a stretch and over 2 days, the issue is somebody who is from a non-finance background, who's also looking at switching a career with, day job and all, having time to prepare, attending those classes for 6 hours, then having another 6 plus 6, maybe 12 hours or whatever, right? You have to do your homework and stuff. Once you hear the class, you have to do the follow-up. You prior to the 6 hours, you prepare on some stuff. All this will take time. So you have any other options, in terms of, having maybe 2 hours, on a Saturday and Sunday, or some things on a weekdays, right? So that's the second question. Couple more questions I'm going to ask. The third one is 4-in-1. Is it only unique to India, right? And then also, the difference between the CFP exam in US and in India is very, very visible, right? It's one set of questions, 6 hours or whatever. So can you talk through these, in terms of, how good this exam is, what is the significance? I don't know if this is the same thing, what the board is doing with different countries. So can you talk also about that? Because this being a new exam, a new pattern, can you talk about that also? Appreciate that.
Sure. Yeah. So coming to your first question, Mr. MK. So the first question about the questions, the practice, the content that you talked about. So you see, when you join CFP program, FPSB also gives you some content to study. Okay, that content is given to you in the e-book format. Let me emphasize the word e-book format. So that's an online access that they give you. You can't download that, you can't copy that, you have to read it online there. Within that, they also give you some practice papers. Now imagine FPSB board, the practice paper, the content, the practice questions that they give you along with the learning content will have close to 20-25 odd questions in one module. Whereas The workbook that I'm gonna giving you will have close to 600 questions, 500 to 600 questions. Now imagine the kind of practice that we make you do, right? So meaning to say, what we are doing in our delivery is every single concept that we teach you, from that concept we will take out 10-20 questions, and that too in different formats, and then we put that in workbook. So we make you prepare through that workbook. Now coming to the mock test, again the mock test that we give you is not one mock test. We give you 2 mock tests for each levels. So level 1, 2 mock tests. The first mock test you appear at, you may not be that way mentally prepared. But when you take the level 1 mock once, then you are mentally prepared. You now understand that, hey, there is a time pressure. Within 2 hours, I have to rush through. There will be questions that I can't answer. All that will happen, right? There will be questions that though I can't answer, but I will have to take a wrong guess because there is no negative marking. So all that mentally will get prepared, and then you take the second mock test also, right? So a lot of focus goes on preparing you for the with deeper knowledge and preparing you for exam both. That's one of the reasons why I mentioned earlier, that our incredible passing percentage of 80%, 100% in level 2, 100% in level 3, that's not about we doing something, that's about our students doing everything, right? What we are doing is, we as an enabler have created the kind of content which will help them learn what is needed, right? Now coming to the second question, the time band per se. See, all we need is 2 hours on Saturday, 2 hours on Sunday, right? There are batches who themselves ask for 3 hours because they want to rush through it faster. I don't mind, as you said, only 2 hours or 1 day. I don't mind doing that. But the point is, if you spend 2 hours a day, 2 hours only on Saturday or 2 hours only on Sunday, then in a month you spend how much? 8 hours only, right? 8 hours. Now the program for me requires 200 plus hours. It requires close to 230 to 40 odd hours of delivery from my side, right? FPSB says 150 odd hours, 160 odd hours, but I teach a little in depth. So I take 230 odd hours. Now imagine 8 hours per month at that speed. For teaching you 230 hours, I would need 30 months, right? 30 months, that's 2.5 hours, 2.5 years. Now 2.5 years, if I keep teaching you, 1, the program becomes pretty long. 2, it becomes more like an MBA program, no? 2, you see your cost also goes up, because every year when you move on to the next year, FPSB will ask for registration fee for that year also. So then you will have to pay another 160, 165 odd dollars, right? So that's a fee for you, right? What we have seen is, as I said, we have had students from different backgrounds, from armed forces, from Navy, from medical. We have students from all the background. You name a background and I can make you speak to the participant of that background, right? And people from different domains have came in, have learned, have appeared exam, have cleared it, right? So all that we need is you take out some time, 4 hours, 5 hours, 6 hours a week, kind of, and then you quickly run through it, right? Because if you do not find yourself able to spend even 6 hours a week, 6 hours a week is what, 1 hour a day on an average. If you can't give me 1 hour a day, then it becomes a challenge. Yeah, so it's more of a time management that our participants will also have to do at their end. You ask me to slow down, I can slow down, but I can slow down only when the entire batch, the 30 odd students say that, hey, we will take 2.5 years to complete the exam, you slow down. I will move at my own pace. I don't mind that, right? So I hope I could explain that. Is there anything else? Then you can always raise the hand again. In the meantime, Kanhaiya, can we move to the next participant? Kanhaiya, Mr. MK has raised hand again. You can unmute him probably.
Hello.
So hi Rajesh, real quick, the one thing that I asked is more generic about the CFP, right? The 4-in-1. and also the uniqueness of the program in India, because
Yeah,
it's not
I
the same
sorry.
exact same.
I'm so sorry. I forgot
So
that question. I forgot that question.
no issues, no
Yeah.
issues.
So the 4-in-1 structure is completely unique to India. This FPSP board doesn't follow this structure anywhere. The earlier structure of 6 subjects, 5 exams, that was again very different. So what the board has done this time is they have made something which is very unique. That's one. 2, at each level, the certification that they give you also has their own kind of industry acceptance. So the level 1, CFP level 1, if you complete, I'm talking about just level 1. Level 1, if you complete, the wealth management firms are open to recruit you. Okay, are open to love to recruit you. And forget about any other company. My parent organization, the group that I belong to, Bajaj Capital Group, which has been in the wealth management space for 58 years. From Bajaj Capital Group, I have a mandate. If you do CFP level 1, you want to join wealth management, welcome to Bajaj Capital. So that's the kind of industry acceptance that's there. So that's one of the key advantages of this level-wise, this graded structure. This is very unique and it's highly beneficial for people who want to start their careers immediately. Yeah. Yeah, I can see Mr. Kausal Sukla. Kausalji, you can please speak out.
Actually, sir, how much CFP are making in India as a fresher? This is my first question. And my second question is, can I recommend USA client to CFP as I am doing in India? So it will be beneficial for them. Like I am a digital marketer, so I can bring USA client for me. And when I
am sorry, I lost you at the end.
India, so
Krishan Kanhaiya, आपको आवाज आ रही है?
actually,
No, sir. There's some disturbance.
No,
Network
sir.
issue, I guess.
Kausalji, you can try once more.
so first question is how much CFP are making in India
Yeah,
as a
first question I
fresher,
could hear.
and
The second question.
and the second question is that I am a digital marketer from since last 3 years, and I can bring USA client for myself, so I can uh, guide them for their personal finance stuff like that, because I am running some blogs which related to the personal finance. So it is very easy for me to bring them as per my client.
Excellent.
That only I want to say.
Excellent. So, Kausalji, the first question, what is the average earning of a CFP? See, it would be highly unfair if I quote any number, any figure. Why I'm saying this?
Okay.
Why I'm saying this? This is not a specific to CFP. This is specific to any career. So if you ask me today, how much a doctor earns, I have seen an MBBS earning not even 30,000 rupees a month, and I have seen an MBBS earning lakhs rupees a month also, right? So it completely depends on person to person, the knowledge, the exposure, the networking, how you get into the business, right? So the same is applicable with CFP also. I mean, with CFP also, it happens that depending on the kind of knowledge, expertise, experience, the client network that you build, your earning varies. So if you look out for a job somewhere as a CFP, I mean, that again depends on what background you come from. So you can be a CFP, I can be a CFP, I may have an MBA finance, or I may have far deeper understanding. I may be having 1 year of experience in sales or some other stuff. I may have a different personality. I may be far more confident. I may have deeper selling skills. Maybe I get paid higher. So it varies, right? But to be just to give you an idea, I mean, generally the CFPs, very fresher, young, bright CFPs, the grads, plain grads, no experience, nothing, normal average I'm talking, when they come and do CFP and look out for a job, generally I've seen them getting placed somewhere around 3.5, 4.5. average. There are CFPs whom I have seen also getting straight away plus to 7.58, but then average I am talking about. Yeah, so that's probably to give you a ballpark figure. Now, coming to your second question, yes, you can advise clients who are based out of US want to invest in India. You can advise them. You can also advise clients who are based out of India but want to invest outside India, right? So there is LRS route open as well, wherein people despite being residents of India, can invest in, let's say, US market. You can buy US stocks sitting here in India, right? So all that you can be doing here. You can use your digital marketing skills to get clients from overseas, from anywhere. You can handle them, you can manage them, you can take your business to any direction that you want. Yeah, and that's one of the key features of CFP as well. As I said, each of the module that you study, it will have global elements too. So you not only study about Indian market, you study whole about the financial planning piece. Yeah. Kanhaiya, can you unmute Mr. Harsh Modi?
Thank you, Raj. Hello, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
So, is your institute only institute providing the CFP accreditation and the education delivery in India, or there are other institutes also?
Okay, so there are other institutes also. There are 8 to 10 different institutes based out of Mumbai, Kolkata, Chennai, everywhere. We were the one who brought CFP education to India. CFP education was brought to India by us. Initially, when CFP program started, even I would be, happy to share that we were even one of those people who have written the curriculum, the books, and the content for CFP. That kind of. So we have built a complete authority on the program. We command close to 80% of the market share in the CFP education space. So any CFP is studying, close to 80% of them are with us. So that's the kind of presence that we have. And as I said, as far as passing percentage is concerned, I mean 80%, 100% as compared to 45, 48% of the industry. So that is speak for the kind of confidence that the students have been showing, the participants have been showing in us. So yes, there are. You can look out for other education partners also at FPSB website. There is IIFC. There is this IMS Pro School. A lot of others are there. Yeah.
Okay, so then second question is that you have the program. I'm in Bombay. So yeah. Your institute is based in Delhi, right?
Yeah.
So that means for a Bombay person, I have to attend the online course basically.
So Harsh, I had a campus. I have a campus in Mumbai also at Malad, but because of this COVID thing and all, since last 1 year we have closed that completely.
Okay.
Because we do not have the permission to open it, right? So all the classes are moving online. And I am also happy to share that the program head for CFP with us, she is from Mumbai. Okay. Professor Madhu Sinha. Madhu Sinha also has been one of the former directors of FPSB board in India.
Okay. Okay.
Now imagine Madhu Sinha, who has been the FPSB India board director, she herself coming and teaching in the class. So that's the kind of a stellar faculty who will be coming and teaching us.
So now my third question is that the
online will be as good as the classroom,
So now my thing is about the timing. So Saturdays I'm working. Sundays morning it's fine, but Saturdays I'm working. And let's say for some reason or the other, if I have to travel out for work and I'm not able to attend the class, that is one concern. And participation also becomes another thing, because it's like I would treat it more like an MBA, where is participation very necessary, or one is passively just listening to the content and looking or like taking notes and going through the workbook as the faculty is teaching. So if one misses one class for some reason or the other, then how does one make up for that class? Will you provide a recording for that? Or a particular attendance level is also necessary because, you know, online class attendance.
Yeah. So Harsh, what we have done is, so each of the programs is coordinated by a program manager. Okay. So the Saturday classes are in the evening only, not during the day, assuming that their people may have their own occupancies during the day. Any class, whether Saturday or Sunday, if a participant misses, you know, in the first 5-10 minutes, my program manager will be watching the screen, and the moment she figures out that there are 3 participants who have not joined today, her job is to call those 3 and check out, hey, you didn't join the class. So what I'm trying to say, we will be on our toes to ensure that you do not even forget and we bring you there. But yes, it can always happen. You may have some occupancies, you miss certain class. So as I said, every single class gets recorded. So if you miss the class, the recording will be shared with you. You can go through the class. But even after going through the class, you feel like, no, I still need a live interaction with the faculty on that topic again. Then, though that topic can't be done especially for you, but the next batch, as I said, I have 7, 8, 10 batches running at the same time. So the next batch, when in the next batch that particular topic is going to be taught, we can make you attend that session there. Right. Okay. So that all is the job of the program manager. She is in touch with you. Our program manager is more like a relationship manager for you. She will be the one who will be helping, coordinating. If you miss a class, if you skip 10 minutes or so, if you have a query, you can write in the chat. See, it's her duty to talk to the program head and the faculty, get an answer, give it to you. All that will be done by her.
Okay, so now the thing is that, let's say I'm working, I have my own business, and you are saying that, and I've done my MBA and have 19 plus years of experience, etc. And now let's say if I want to get an exposure after doing the first level, you know, so can I still run my own business and still also be on the payroll of your company, the Bajaj Finance, what you talked about, and still gain experience and exposure and you know, like, you know, leverage myself?
So you see, if you want to work with Bajaj Capital, the moment you do CFP level 1, we kind of we can help you get placed with Bajaj Capital. So that's always, that route is always open. Besides working at as Bajaj Capital, if you want to start your own business of financial planning or something, that's between you and the employer, right? That's between you and the employer. There should not be a conflict of interest, because being in the same business, the conflict of interest is something that the employer will have to see. That's not my perspective at all. Right?
So my question is something different.
Yeah.
It's, naturally, the conflict of interest has to be really taken care of, that I'm not dealing with the same clients there. What I mean to say that I'm doing my real estate business.
Right.
Investment of time into my real estate business and with Bajaj Capital is my concern.
So that also, again, Harsh, that will be something that the Bajaj Capital team has to take care of, because if they hire you, if you say that they are hiring you as a full-time employee, right, then they will ask for the full time also, no?
Okay, yeah.
Otherwise you can tell them that, look, I will associate with you as a part-timer. I want to pursue my other business also. So that is also an option.
Okay, thank you. And then the third question, this another question is that, since you are saying that the program is global, meaning it covers the global markets and it is recognized in 27 countries. So does this offer me mobility? Let's say if I want to move to Europe or to Canada and, you know, set up my practice over there, does it give me that ability as a, like, let's say if I want to immigrate to Canada, and would this be qualified as a technical skill to set up my practice in a different country, or to
Of course, yes. So the program being recognized in 27 countries, you can look for career roles, career options there. And I'm happy to share. So next Saturday, 28th, you can join us again for a live talk with one of the best known financial planners in the country, Cfp Curriculum. And then next to next Saturday after that, I think third or fourth, Kanaya will send you an information also. We have somebody, a CFP, who has gone on to work in Australia. She has been in Australia for close to 10 years now, 9-10 years now, right? Coming and talking about the experiences of how do you venture out for global international careers, international roles.
Okay.
Right. So very practical thing. That's a good talk for you. You must join that.
Okay. And then let's say if I want to intern with somebody else other than Bajaj Finance, let's say the person you're talking about who has a global career, let's say who's doing in Australia and she's coming for the talk, can your institute help me to get an internship with that meaning individual where the calling fits? Like if I want to explore a global market scenario, then can your institute help me to intern with that, or work get the foot in the door into that consultants firm, so that I can also get exposure and build my career and work alongside.
So Harsh, being in this space, being in this business for close to 18-19 years, and then my parent company being in wealth management financial services space for more than 5 decades, close to 6 decades, now 58 years. We have extremely good connections, extremely good relationships across the industry. And by virtue of that, yes, we are able to help you network. So as an education partner, the one thing that I must do and I always do is help you network with the right people, with the right connection, with the right places. So I can't guarantee you a job, but what I can guarantee you is I will be doing all the assistance to network to the right places, right? So as you said, I mean, to helping you do internship at some place, to helping you connect to the right people. So let's say tomorrow you say that I want to move out to Australia. Can she push my profile across? Can she help me get something? So I'll connect you to that network where people like you will come and help you.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you so much.
Yeah. Go on.
Achha, another thing is that like in the exams, are we allowed to use a calculator? Yes. Or is it all mental maths?
No, you are allowed to use calculators. Trust me, the maths that they will give you, it cannot be done verbally. You will need a calculator.
And you can't, like, can you use Excel sheets?
No. As I said, the examination software, the moment you run it, it will freeze everything which is there on your screen. Only the exam will run.
Okay. And like, is there any scoring that if you get a higher score, so if the person with whom I want to intern or the firm which I want to intern, they would see how I've performed in different modules and that would determine my...
No, scores are not shared at all. You just get a pass or a fail tag. That's all. Scores are not shared.
Scores are not shared.
Yeah.
Okay, and as for time management, so you suggest like somebody asked this very important question that like as I'm doing the first module, to keep the momentum going, which I understood, I'm assuming that you are saying that when you've done the first module, quickly take the exam after doing the 2 mock tests, so that one remains in momentum and moves on to the second module immediately, and try to complete the course in the allotted time span of the delivery course, official course delivery thing. Yeah. Make a determination to finish it at that point of time, right, so that we move on to the getting onto a like proper career and building up the practice quickly. So if I want to start advising some people, can I still advise if I've started, I finished my first level? Let's say like the...
Yes. So level one, when you complete, you have to apply for level 1 certification with FTSB. So you will get that investment specialist certification, and then you can start advising around investments. You can't still advise around taxation. You can't still advise around insurance products. You can advise around investments.
Okay. So if I do my insurance level, then that do you see objectively, like, that if I want to get tie up with LIC or other general insurance companies to see where the opportunity lies and where I can build my insurance business also with that, will it help me to leverage that thing to become a insurance specialist also?
See, it will bring, I mean, see, for your LIC or any other insurance agency, you will for sure need to clear IC 38, 39, whatever respective exam is there for IRDA, that you will for sure need to clear. But CFP program or that CFP level 3, what it will bring to you is a credibility with it, right?
Okay.
That apart from the regulatory exam which is required, Harsh holds an international certification. Harsh is called as a risk and legacy specialist by FPSB USA, right? And then
Okay.
you become a CFP, then you write your name as Harsh Modi CFP CM, right? So I am a CA, I write CA, right? I write ACA Rajesh Kumar kind of. So that these prefixes, suffixes which come with your name, you know, that again kind of adds value, adds credibility.
So why I'm asking so many questions, that I've done my MBA from Germany, but still I've not really leveraged that. I've not got that leverage of that MBA from Germany. So I'm a little skeptical about about the way forward with the CFP. That's why.
No, so it can be a killer combination for you. Knowing that you already have a kind of an MBA from Germany, it can be a killer combination for you.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Kanhaiya, I can see Mr. MK again with a raised hand. If you can unmute him.
Hey Rajesh, quick question.
Yeah.
So one thing that I wanted to understand is, you talked about you being the front runner. You're the one who brought this, to India and all that. So what also that means is that you got alumni, right? You got a lot of people who've gone through this CFP, and I think that would be one difference for me if I were to choose you guys, right? So can you talk about that? How I can tap into that? Not just that batch that I will join, but I would rather want to have access to the 10,000 other people, potentially people who are already doing this, already performing various roles, and how I can network with them and potentially look at options to what Harsh brought up, right? Maybe do it in Canada, US, UK, wherever, right? So can you talk about that, because that's very important and helpful.
So yes, so that's one of our core strengths, the alumni network. Close to 12,000 plus alumni network, that too all from finance background, either CFP or our PG programs in finance, right? So only those people who have done super specialized finance courses with us, those 12,000. So unlike any other MBA college or something, where their alumni network can be also MBA HR, can be MBA Ops, MBA Marketing, MBA Finance, everybody. Our alumni network is only about these hardcore finance professionals. So the students who join us get to be a part of that alum network, right? So tomorrow, as I was telling Harsh also, that tomorrow when you actually go out, and the person for whom I was saying that she will be coming for a talk after 2 weeks, coincidentally she is our alumni only, right? Sonia Ambani. So you would, I mean, what I'm trying to say is, we as an institution bring our alumni to you, right? We bring them to you. So you, the next batch, when you see Silpi Johari coming to speak to you, Silpi Johari is our alumni. You can go and find it, right? Now, Silpi today is one of India's best known financial planners, right? So we bring the best of the alumni here on the network, connecting you, talking to you, and then not only connecting and talking, we also kind of offline also, if you need to connect to somebody personally, you say that, hey Rajesh, I need to speak to Silpi maybe separately. You are our student and you want to connect to her, we can connect you to her. She may guide you, she may help you with whatever career advice, giving references to somebody. So all that sense of belongingness is always there. As an institution, we bring all of you under the same umbrella. Yeah. Kanhaiya, any other raised hands?
I cannot see any raised hand, sir.
Perfect. Any chats or something? Any questions which are unanswered?
No, sir. I believe you have already answered all the questions here in the chat.
Perfect. Perfect. So anyway, can I have time to sign off?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. So thank you all. Thank you for joining us today, and thank you my team for being here. Krishan and team, the request is you take a record of all the chat that is there.
Sure, sir.
If there is something that didn't get answered today, you please connect the audience separately, call them, speak to them, and if somebody needs to speak to me again, you can connect with me again. Not a problem. Yeah.
Sure, sir.
Perfect. Thank you. Bye bye. Have a good day.
Thank you, sir.